you have SPEARity. So the SPEAR process involves goal setting and tracking. So can you give an example, just walk us through like spearing something from your Ironman journey? Like, um,
Sure. So our number one goal for the Ironman is to finish. But I guess the 1A would be finish healthy. There are 70% of the people I believe get injured at some point during the Ironman. Be part of the 30% that doesn't. So how do we do that? Well, so that's the goal. So now we're in first quarter, and first quarter is our goal is to we're going to be ready in March 24th or something like that. We begin 24 weeks out from the Ironman. So if you go back to that date, she says there's some goals you have to be ready for in order to be ready to start training. One is you have to be able to run 10 miles straight. You have to be able to. I'm not sure what the swim is, and I'm not sure what the biking is, but I've already done a century ride. I've already swam for an hour and a half, so I know I can already hit those. So the only thing was the running. Well, I'm already ahead of the running. So I had a fear that to run 26 miles, that's too far. So what I want to do was I set a goal to be able to do on January 29th, the last weekend in January, I wanted to do a half Ironman to let my body know I need to be able to see if I can do it. Well, in December, I started noticing that. So I hit 11 miles. 2 weeks later, I went to go and do 12 miles. My body was breaking down and shins hurting, all those things. So the goal was do a half Ironman in January, and I was really 2 miles away on the running part to be able to hit the 13.1. I get hurt. So the goal, I had a plan in place, regimen. My body is not, and it's not hurt. It's not functioning. And what our hypothesis was, well, I have been training since June on the bike, did a century ride in like a 90-day period. My body was like, I need recovery time, and I had not taken any time off. So we tried doing that. Well, still with running, my body still, like a couple weeks ago, still did not feel great when I'm doing my runs. And so we adjusted the goal to say, okay, Darren, we're going to do 13, just do a half marathon. That'll make you feel, because it's only for me. Lauren said I only need to be at 10 miles in March. But I'm like, no, I want to be ahead of schedule. Dumb. Don't need to be ahead of schedule. Need to be on schedule. And so that's, and again, these are failures that are happening. So when you SPEARit, SMART goal, you develop your plan, you work it, then you analyze what's working and not working. My analyze is this. I'm always like this. Well, Darren, if you just work harder, you'll achieve your goal. If you work less, you won't achieve your goal. So therefore, if you want to hit this goal of doing this Ironman, you need to work harder so your body's ready to be able to endure this endurance thing. It's the opposite. I actually need to rest. So then, so I make an adjustment though, but I could just keep pushing. So what I do is I adjust, but I keep pushing. My body was not recovering. So she actually extended my recovery time now, where now we even cut it back even more, because my body actually recovers well. I can't just keep ramping up. I've got to take some time off. So and now as I'm talking to you, there's one other thing she said, that in preparation for an Ironman, you'd rather be 10% underprepared than 1% overprepared.
wow.
And so my fear of not being prepared is an irrational fear. My fear should be actually to be over prepared, because my body will adjust that day. As long as I have the endurance in place, my body will adjust to that. But if you're over prepared, you're going to injure yourself, and it's just a matter of time. And I've read enough articles that said many triathletes overtrain. So I'm battling this. I'm telling you, it's a mental, it's warfare. I'm lazy. I don't work hard enough. I'm gifted. I'm unprepared. I'm in control of my destiny, like all these things. Oh, I can short circuit the system. I'm more athletic than most people. I mean, all these things that are, I'm fat. Like that's another one too. All these things are going in my mind, and I'm trying to battle, like, how do I prepare for this thing and keep adjusting accordingly? So it's constantly figuring all these things out. And I think it's exposed a lot of arrogance on my part, a lot of things that my body, like my body should just work doing stuff, and it doesn't. I'm not flexible enough. I'm not strong enough in certain muscles. So it's just making me work these things out. So it's so phenomenal of spearing and trying to, because the goal still stays the same. I want to finish and be healthy when I finish. That's the goal. It's just figuring out how do you keep adjusting. So you're that is my due north. That's my direction, telling me where I need to go. But I need to keep seeing if is what I'm doing working. If it's working, you keep doing it. If it doesn't work, you need to do something different. And I think that is the SPEAR process applied to Ironman training.
So, what are you doing right now to realign kind of all those thoughts and that you said like the warfare? What are you doing to realign that, since that's an obstacle you're facing?
So one of the things I have to do with Lauren is I'm telling her my inner thoughts, my voices. I can hold them back and act like I don't have them, but that again is not wise. The or even telling you was really like this is actually therapeutic to talk about my fears and concerns with this. Um, I I'm listening to my body. When my body says I'm tired, I'm taking days off. And it's so disappointing because Lauren can see everything that I do workout wise. And so when I don't work out, she's got to, she looks at things and that's embarrassing to me. Although I have a meeting with her later today, and I'm going to tell her that when I was training for the Century Ride, here's what was awesome about not having a coach. I'm motivated, so I'm going to do the work and I give my best. But there's certain days my best, I did not have it. I remember I did a ride. It was a 60-mile bike ride, and I just run 3 miles on a Friday. So the bike ride's on Saturday, 3 miles on Friday, and I do everything on a scale of 1 to 10. So 10 means you feel as fresh as you can and you can just go all day. A 1 is you're done. Like you just don't have any more in you. And you are those people you see in the Olympics crawling across the finish line. Like that's a 1. Well, I have a 60-mile bike ride. I started out at a 6. So I've got 60 miles to go. I'm like a mile into it and I'm at my legs are dead. So I'm already at a 6. I get 15 miles into it. So I finally get loosened up and I feel like a 7. I feel 7 for the next, so the 15 miles. So another, I'm halfway, I'm at a 7. And it's only going down from there. And by the time I get to the 15-mile way marker back, I'm at about a 4. And I've still got 15 miles to go on some dead legs. And I ended up finishing at a 2. And what my friend Dave was like, well, Darren, that's good. Now you said you're going to have dead legs. That's part of the process. So now your body's telling your legs are dead. And you're like, well, no, they're not as dead as they could be. You can keep going. So that's a way of overcoming that. But with having a coach, I naturally went slower on that 60-mile bike ride, do it with a coach. And I've got this trainer that tells me my exact speed, how much power I'm putting out, my heart rate, because I'm tracking all this stuff. There's more opportunity to be a failure and see yourself as underperforming when you have all this data coming at you all the time. So to this morning, when I went to go Lauren had me do this bike ride, this train this morning, it's an hour and 15-minute ride. And it was hard. Like just from starting out, it was just hard. I went to go do it. I didn't have it. Well, there's a percentage thing on the meter that will tell you can basically lower the amount of resistance. So I went down to a 75%, and then I was able to finish that cycle. So then I was like, okay, Darren, I feel a little rested now. I raised it back up to 100 again. Go. I'm 2 into it, exhausted. Took it back down to 75% again. and finished. But then I got rested, and then I was able to go back again. So I actually 3 times went down to 75%, but the rest of the time I did 100. I'm changing the way I'm looking at it, because if I wasn't connected to this stuff, I would have been fine just finishing. Now I have to finish at this certain level. No, that's not it. My body, I'm not a professional athlete. I am a professional business owner. I have to master my craft. I'm a professional married person. Like, my wife is, I have to be good at that. I'm a dad. I got to be good at that. Um, I'm a Christian. I need to be good at that. Ironman and working out is one component of that. I need to be competent at that. And so it just really changes, get competent first, and then we can start adding onto it. But competency is the most important thing. So it really is, it is changing, it's changing how I do it. But I'm telling you, I battle it. I've gained, I stood on a scale. I've gained 4 pounds, I believe it is, since I've been not working out as hard, and it's winter and I'm just not moving around as much. My pants all fit the same, like all my clothes fit the same. So it could be water retention, it could be more muscle that because I'm not working out. I'm not working out as heavy. I'm actually building more muscle and getting stronger because I'm doing that. So it's possible. But in my mind, it's like Chunkyville, here I come. Like and we just ran 5 miles. Like on our light days, we're running 5 miles. I'm I I'm not chunky, but I'm battling it. It's a battle for me.